And now I'm going to talk to all of you why it is so important to have God in our lives. Yes, and you've heard me mention this various times. You may be saying, why is an 11-year-old kid talking so much about God? Well, let me explain. If we do not have God in our lives, first of all, we don't know how to act in our lives. We don't know where to go. We don't know how to move in this life. So it's very important to have God, not just because of our morals and our respects, but everything that created this country was based on God. And I want to explain this now because it might seem very complicated, but it's not. It's pretty easy. What is happening is that God, you might not believe it if I ask you, what is the most important document in the history of America? I want someone to ask me, to respond this. What is it? I want someone to respond to me. What is it? I heard that right there. Many of you may be saying the Constitution, the Bible. I'm talking about the history of America and the foundation of America. And what I heard right back there is just exactly what I want. We may be thinking that it's the Constitution. Yes, it is. The Constitution is a very important document. But you know what's even more important than the Constitution? The Declaration of Independence. I heard it back there again. That is very important. You know why? Well, because there's actually something that saves everything and that makes America and keeps it going what it is and what made actually America. Because what I always say is that the Declaration of Independence is the philosophy of America and of the government of the United States. And then the Constitution is how it is played out. So let's read the second paragraph from the Declaration of Independence where it says, "We hold these truths to be self-evident, that all men are created equal, that they're endowed by their Creator with certain unalienable rights, which among those are life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness." Let's go back real quick and let's say, what did I say? Yes, I said Creator. Because God is in our fundamental documents that created this nation. If it wouldn't have been for God, nothing would have been there. Our rights could have been disappeared, boom, like that, with any administration. So that is why our founding fathers left it very clear that there is a Creator God that endowed us. That's the first thing that we tell the whole world. Hey, we in American government believe there is a Creator God and that we've been endowed by Him. And that is why it's important to have God in our lives. First, to understand this concept. That is why. And then you can go and it says, certain unalienable rights. What does unalienable mean? That nothing under God can take these rights away. Only something superior. And since there's nothing superior than God, no one can take these rights away. Not the government, not Supreme Court justices, no one. Now, I want to ask everyone, you've seen this, now I'm going to go back. Can someone tell me, let's see if you have good memories, because this is important to have memories on our rights. Can someone tell me what are the three fundamental rights and unalienable rights that are listed in the Declaration of Independence? Correct. I like that. Because if government one day comes up to you and says, hey, you know those rights in the Declaration of Independence? Well, that doesn't matter. The Declaration of Independence isn't important. Let me tell you that it is. You know why? In the first words, no one looks at this. In the first words of the Declaration of Independence, it says that the Declaration of Independence is the unanimous declaration of the 13 United States of America. What does unanimous mean? Well, that it is a governmental body. For that reason, it is more important or the same as important as the Constitution. So the Declaration of Independence, you may be asking and may have said, but Daniel, that's not important. The Declaration of Independence isn't important. It's just a document that says that America is going to separate from Great Britain. I thought that. But then I started to study. and to study and to read books. And I figured that out, that the Declaration of Independence is one of the most important documents of all. Like I said at the beginning, the Declaration of Independence is the philosophy, and the Constitution is how it is played out. Then, what else? Well, God is also important in our lives to put limits on government. You may be saying, what? This kid's exploded his mind. No, it is easy. The easiest thing to know is all of this. God is there to put limits on government. If we don't have limits on government, we can't have liberty. If we don't believe in God, there's no limits on government. So it's one uses the other to be able to have our liberties. So could someone explain to me, how could America live without liberties and without all these freedoms that we have today? What would we look like? We would look like a communist country. We would look like a country that had no beliefs in God. That even though that the people believed in God, there's no basis on God in the foundation of the country. So that is why I think that if we do not have God, there's nothing in this country. There's not a government that respects the people. We, the people, if there's not God, that doesn't exist. Now, you may be asking me, going back to the second paragraph, but Daniel, what about the First Amendment, where it says that we have the right to any religion or no religion at all? Well, let me explain. There's a huge, huge difference between our freedom of religion, which is what we believe, to how our government was created and what is our government's basis. So that is why I think that we have to learn all of this. And you know what's the best way to learn all of this? Reading our documents. Teaching our young kids, the young ones, because I see a lot of them here. A lot of them, and I need them, and we need them. So read these important documents. That be the Declaration of Independence, the Constitution, the Bill of Rights. They have to read it, because without that, nothing in this world exists. Yes, and I'm seeing a lot of people saying, but why is Daniel talking about this? Why is he doing that? I see the faces. You won't believe me, but it looks like that. You're looking at me concentrated, but at the same time like, what? Well, let me explain. It's not that hard. Like I said, it's just reading. The Declaration takes you 15 minutes. The Constitution will take you 30 minutes. The Bill of Rights, it's just 27 amendments. You will finish that in 5 minutes. It's not that hard. And it's our duty as we, the people, as citizens, it's the duty of us to be able to understand these important concepts. Now, I want all of you to understand that our founding fathers, were amazing men. Our founding fathers, even though whatever they tell us in our schools and our public places, our founding fathers are nothing like that. Our founding fathers are amazing men that created this amazing nation. Isn't that right? Our founding fathers were one of the most intelligent men of all. That being, even though they had slaves. Even though they say that everything that they are, that they're rapists, that does not matter. They created a perfect of a nation. They created a masterpiece. And without that, today, we wouldn't be here. Today, I wouldn't be able to talk to you all like I'm talking right now. Because, like I said, my parents taught me what liberty really means. Without liberty, you can't believe in yourself. Without liberty, you can't believe in your nation. How would you feel if your children have to go through a country, had to go through a system without liberty, without rights, without individual freedoms? How would you feel? You, sir.
Not very good.
Not very good, wouldn't you? Not very good. The generation of my grandparents had to do that. They had to go through seeing how their children had to go through hunger, had to go through all that they had to go through without wanting what they wanted, without having what they dreamed of. They had to feel it. They had to see it in the tears of their children. Would we like that for America? I want everyone to respond to me. Would we want that for America? No. I can't hear you. Say it louder. No. There we go. We want a free nation, don't we? We want a nation where kids can have a free life. We want a nation where kids can believe what they want to be. We want a nation where our history isn't corrupted by these new agendas in schools. We want a nation where we, the people, can decide in our elections. Where we, the people, can decide what is happening in our country. Not like it is happening today, where kids are having to be imposed on these woke culture, on the socialist ideas, on the gender theory, on the race theory. And you know what's worse than all of this? The drag queens who have taken over our schools. I was talking yesterday with Vanessa. The problem isn't what kids are seeing in the drag queens. The problem is what the drag queens are seeing in the kids. Why are they in the schools? Why are the drag queens in the schools? Well, the LGBTQ plus Y, 2+, you don't even know. It never ends. Why are they in the schools? Why? That's the part that matters. That's the part where we the people come in, where the parents come in. That's where they come in to save America. That's where we the people come in to save our nation, to save our history, and to save everything that our founding fathers created for us. I don't even know if I've passed time or if not. Am I good? Has it been 20 minutes? I'm good? Okay. Because I still have some time, because now I want the kids to come up but give me 1 second, not yet. Because our founding fathers didn't stay there. No, they didn't. They didn't just create a perfect nation. They didn't just create a nation with liberties. No. They also created a constitutional republic, not a democracy. What is the difference? What is happening? Let me show you what's happening. The Democrats are saying, we will restore democracy in the United States. The Republicans are saying, I know, it's even the Republicans. The Democrats are destroying democracy in the United States. Have they read our Constitution? Have they read our history? Do they know the foundation of our country? Because if they were real politicians that represent us, they would know that we are not a republic, that we are not a democracy, that we are a constitutional republic, and that we, the people, will not stand for those jokes. We will not stand for what they have to say for us.